These are the 7 things that you should do to help you heal from a relationship with an avoidant. The first one is to go no contact with them immediately. I know that there's a part of you that is not wanting to do this because you maybe want to work things out with this person, but you need to understand that going no contact is the best thing that you are going to do. Because while you are in no contact with this person, they could at some point in time, especially with an avoidant, want to reach out to you because you are no longer engaging with them. And for them, it becomes this push and pull relationship where they feel like they could lose you and they don't have the control of that. So what ends up happening a lot of the times when you don't block this person on all social media or even text as well, they'll come around acting brand new, wanting to open up more, and it looks like this new person that you actually would want to try to work the relationship with. And just when you start to get close to them, they will go right back to that same person that you knew and what caused the relationship to end in the first place. The second thing is to understand is that their attachment style had little to nothing to do with you. This is something that they came into the relationship with. This isn't usually something that manifests while you guys are in the relationship or has a correlation to you. It just simply is something that they haven't processed and worked through throughout their life. And a lot of the times, you essentially, when you're in the relationship, you internalize it as you are the reason why this person is the way that they are because they are reactive to how you are, right? Like when you are opening up to them, when you are being vulnerable, they start to pull away. So whether you realize it or not, you internalize that your actions is what is the sole cause to why they're this way. When this has always been there, it's just that you are triggering something that they still haven't processed within themselves. So it's so easy for yourself to blame you for being this way, and being the way you are is what is essentially triggering that and causing them. But in actuality, like, this is something that they need to work on. They need to process within themselves so that they are not having this avoidance reaction when you are simply just doing what a normal relationship or a normal partner does, and that is opening up or expressing emotion. The third thing is to validate your emotion. You are going to feel a whirlwind of emotions. There's going to be a part of you that's going to feel relief, and then there's going to be a part of you that's going to feel sadness or even frustration and anger for allowing yourself to go through this. And there is a part of you that's going to want to suppress those emotions, to not feel them again because either you're embarrassed or you've somewhat took on some of that avoidant attachment style that they were portraying to you because it was something that you were in such close proximities to. But it is so important for you to allow yourself to feel these emotions because your body needs to let them out in a safely manner. You have to do this in order to heal, because the more that you suppress these emotions, it is going to just get bigger and bigger and worse until you explode, or even worse, it morphs into some other problems where you have to go and seek therapy to work through that. And you want to do everything that you possibly can to avoid that from happening. And the best thing to do, which I know doesn't sound right, is to allow yourself to feel those emotions because you are going to heal from that. The fourth is to try to stop analyzing the relationship. There is going to be a part of you that is going to analyze everything that's happened. You're going to analyze this person, and you're going to try to even analyze what that avoidant ex is thinking while you're in no contact with them. Are they okay? Or is there something that you could have did better? And you need to realize that you did everything that you possibly could to make this relationship work, and some. This is solely on them, and this is how they are always going to be until they recognize it and actually do something about it. And while you are sitting there looking at all these different scenarios of how you could have did better, or is this the best decision, it's only going to drive you more crazy, and it's may even going to start to drive you into wanting to break no contact, which is going to make things worse because, again, as soon as you start to open up to this person, as soon as you start to express emotions, it's only going to push them away. The fifth is to be patient with yourself. You are going to have days where you feel like you're making so much progress and everything's going in the right direction, and then something is going to trigger you and make it feel like you are taking 5 steps backwards and everything is crumbling down and you're feeling all these unwanted emotions. You have to understand that this is your body's way of processing this and relieving it so that you can begin to actually heal. And a lot of the time, especially when you're recovering from a relationship with an avoidant, there's a lot of different emotional manipulation that went on and has made you feel insecure about yourself and the way that you are. And your body needs the time to process it, and it needs the time to almost erase all of that, because at the end of the day, no matter what relationship that you get in, you guys are going to create different personalities in each other. You're going to build new things within each other, and you're going to take things from each other. So them doing this to you is going to cause you to be a certain way. And when you start to heal, your body is like, whoa, this is a bad thing. Like, we should be this way this whole time, even though you know that that's not who you are, and you just want to move on and heal from it. It's all part of your healing journey, and you continuing to prioritize yourself here is all you need to worry about. The sixth thing that you should do is setting boundaries. This is so important as you're going through this healing journey, because you really need to be aware of what your boundaries are, because chances are that when you went through this relationship with this person, you may not have realized this because it doesn't happen all at once, but they were chipping away at your boundaries. The person that you were before you came into the relationship is completely different than who you are now. And so is the same with those boundaries. And it's important for you to rebuild those boundaries or regain them, and to make sure that they're solid, because if there's a chance of this person talking to you again, whether they run into you in public or whatever that might be, it's important for you to identify that you no longer are going to allow for these things to happen. And boundaries allow you to make sure that you are staying true to who you are and your beliefs, and making sure you're prioritizing yourself. And it's so important for you to build that again, because if you're not, you're going to fall for everything. You're going to go into different other rebound relationships and potentially start attracting more avoidance, whether you realize it or not, which causes this to be a cycle where you think it's you because you're just attracting more avoidant partners in your life. The seventh and most important thing you should do is start to redefine who you are, or even regain that person. You have been torn down most likely at this point. There's been a lot of manipulation to make you feel insecure about who you are and your love language and what makes you you. So in this time, you really need to prioritize figuring out who you are again. What does this person look like? And maybe it's not the same person that, you originally were before the relationship, but it's an even better version of yourself. You have to spend some time here with yourself, rediscovering who you are, because you are a completely different person, and there's a lot of new things that you may like, and there's a lot of negative things that you may not like anymore. And this is your time and place to really work with yourself, because this is such a vulnerable time that you are going to be going through. There's a time where, you are going to not recognize yourself anymore. And the relationship was really your identity for so long. Without it, you're just kind of lost now. You don't know what to do. You don't know what's right from wrong for yourself. And the best way that you are going to know is to, again, be patient with yourself. Allow yourself to explore these areas and to really understand again who you are, and to rebuild it from there. And you will. Right now, it's about you and regaining your power, regaining your emotional stability, and redefining the amazing person that you always were. I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.